Everybody, we are back with the live stream, and what I'm doing now is see earlier we were doing a stream about reacting to the Afroman verdict and other parts of the trial, but now what we did instead is I went to the garden for a time for it was for a couple of minutes, but what happened was it's too much barking. I felt it was just too much of the barking was happening. So I will do the garden live much later tonight. So right now, we're just gonna have a discussion about the Afroman. So which whenever the hopefully it'll be tomorrow, as I believe it will be, we will react to the Afroman trial. Hello, Abby. Welcome to the stream. And see, earlier I was doing a live about reacting to the Afroman trial, but it was um there's some sort of a connection problem going on at the moment. So yeah, good to see you too. There is a problem going on with that. So I eventually did the garden live, which I'll be doing more later tonight. But there's a cute dog. There's lots of barking, but I would kind of like prefer it like a little later on when their dog goes to sleep. Yeah. So yeah, Abby, I hope that you are doing well with yourself. Thanks for being here. And just giving a summary about the trial is on March 2026. The jury in the Adams County, Ohio, ruled that the favor of Afroman on all counts. In the civil lawsuit brought by 7 local sheriff's deputies, legal battle centered on the rapper's use of home security footage to create a viral music video and merchandise following the police raid in the property. So yeah, yeah, it's definitely a funny situation. He was nice that you'll be here later too. Yeah, so yeah, the thing with him when he was in the stand, it's that outfit was really going viral in general, and they were showing different scenes about the different rap videos that he did about them. So there's different opinions. Like some people think that he went too far with it, or he was they don't want police being discouraged from doing their job, and other people think it was a freedom of speech thing, and people can come up with what they think about it. So yeah, we watched it last night, and we watched it more of more of it tonight as well. And yeah, the pound cake. I think the yellow pound cake was the kind of like the slogan behind it. That was one of the main themes of it. So, and the conflict began in August 21, 2022, when several of the Adams sheriff's deputies conducted a highly intrusive search of Afroman's home, and the search warrant was tied to an investigation into the alleged trafficking, kidnapping, search yielded no evidence of criminal activity. There are these situations where people could be like they could call police on somebody and say they're doing something, they get raided, but they really didn't do anything. And I don't know any information about who did this, like who tipped them off about him, because he didn't even have a basement in there. So it's not likely that there doesn't seem to be any evidence that he was trafficking people or having people in his basement. And he didn't even have a basement. They found a few blunts and some and he made this song because I got high. He made that song, and I think that's basically a famous meme now. And he, it could happen to anybody, and it's not something I would want to happen to me or anybody. Now, the police that were there were following orders, doing what they were told. There were he had $5,000, and right. There, there's Okay, I don't know if I'm still around anymore, but let's see. Okay, it should be working now. Okay, hello Lori. Good to see you. Okay, so it looks like am I visible now? Just curious, am I visible now? All right. So I am back. Okay, good. Yeah, it looks like for a second the other device was having a problem too. So it is. I'm glad to know It is working. Okay. Yeah, right now I'm on something else. It's not that I'm on the other type of net right now, but yeah, and thank you for the thoughts about that. Okay, it looks like that's working. All right, here we go. Yeah, so basically with Afroman, they busted his door down, and reading more about it is Afroman was not home during the raid, but his wife recorded the event. Notos aren't going out because you had to restart more than 3 times, I think. Okay, thank you. Afroman was not home during the raid, but his wife recorded the event, and several of his home security cameras captured the deputies' actions, and the footage showed officers smashing his front door and searching his personal belongings with weapons drawn. Yeah, so this is the situation where people were getting upset. He was getting upset over that. He he thought that his the privacy etc was being violated, and then but the way he expressed himself, people think he may have gone overboard with it. Right, he was not home. Okay, and in response to the raid and damage it caused, Afroman used the footage to create a music videos for the song Lemon Pound Cake and Will You Help Me Repair My Door. These videos featured deputies prominently, and Afroman also sold merchandise such as shirts, mugs featuring the officer's image. Yeah, see, that's where people think he went too far with that. And it's because they didn't want like police to be discouraged from doing their job. Right, because you might have a situation where the police may not want to do their job or be disturbed by what he was doing. Okay, let's see. Hey, and I finally thought of the song music he used under the boardwalk. Okay, okay. In response to the raid and damage it caused, Afroman used the. Okay, read that part. Yeah. And more about it is in March 2023, the 7 deputies filed a lawsuit against Afroman. His real name is Joseph Foreman. They allegedly several torts, including misappropriation of their likeness and defamation and invasion of privacy, claiming that the videos caused them humiliation and distress. Yeah, so that was the what the it had to do with. Did he do the wrong thing by doing the rap video and it getting out of hand, affecting their lives when they're being told what to, they're just following orders. That is a theory about that. And Other people think it was just freedom of speech, and that's what happens in your public figure. So there's definitely a divide and different opinions about what people can do about that. Hey Todd, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Anything new, Todd? Any news I'd like to know about? I'd like you to let us know. All right. In his testimony, Afroman stood by his actions, asserting that the deputy's presence on his camera was their own fault and that he should he should be allowed to sing. Okay, thank you, Todd. In his testimony, Afroman stood by his actions, asserting that the deputy's presence on his camera was their own fault and that he should be allowed to sing about his life. And he also addressed the claims regarding the missing money, which outside investigation by Claremont County later ruled was a miscount rather than a theft. All right, on March 18, 2026, the jury returned the verdict clearing Afroman of all liability. The decision was seen as significant win for the First Amendment, affirming the right of citizens to use recordings of law enforcement actions to engage in public criticism, creative expression. People are concerned that it would cause those that have, yeah, those people that are. Oh, wait, I got a little bit distracted for a second. So people are just concerned that it would cause law enforcement to maybe not do their job the way they usually do. That is the issue that people have with the case. But yeah, that is. Yeah, glad that Todd's mother's okay. Yeah. So that is basically the debate. Are people who. So that's something people in the chat could ask themselves: was he going too far with his the music video? Could he have censored it or done it a little bit differently where it didn't affect their personal lives, or do people think that he did the right thing? They were following orders, but then again, people have freedom of speech, and we don't want police to not maybe do what they usually do. So that is the questions about this trial. I thought it was very funny. I thought his testimony was funny too, and his outfit definitely does stand out. So and his attorney did very well. His attorneys did very well defending him. He was an influencer, so that is something. Those are my thoughts about the trial. Right. Maybe Bubbles is streaming Animal Planet on too many devices. Scared? Yeah, maybe Bubbles is doing that. He's streaming too many Animal Planet films. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, and hey, Lori, so today has been difficult. One of my friends passed away. It was very unexpected. Well, rest in peace to your friend and condolences for your loss, Todd. Um, we're here for you. Okay, so on March 2026, in the trial of Afroman's defense centered on the First Amendment, bolstered by ACLU of Ohio's argument. Okay, so Todd says, I'll say this: Israel and U.S. are knocking off Iranian leaders. Oh, okay. Thank you for the thank you for that update. Yeah, that's something that I have been hearing about too. And bolster ACLU's argument that deputies' lawsuits were classic entries of the slap suit genre, a meritless attempt to silence criticism of government actors. The ACLU maintained that because the deputies were public officials performing their duties, they had limited right to privacy and must expect public commentary and criticism. I agree, Todd. That is much too young. Definitely. Scared. All right. The lemon pound cake. This viral hit was inspired by the footage of a deputy, later nicknamed Officer Pound Cake, who appeared to be eyeing a lemon pound cake on Afroman's kitchen counter during the search. Afroman joked that the cake made the officer want to put down his gun and cut him slice a cake. Cut himself a slice. And anybody listening, lurking, what are your thoughts on Afroman trial, if you've seen it? All right. And will you help me repair my door? This song documented the physical damage that deputies caused, specifically the destruction of his front door and gate. It featured footage of officers rummaging through his closet and personal belongings while Afroman saying, "Did you find what you was looking for?" Yeah, and I do believe that artists do have a creative expression, but we also, you know, there can be a right way and a wrong way to do different things. Um, is the counter argument to that? Not that somebody can't do a rap song about something, but they can do. There's like a right way and a wrong way to do something. Although people may think that that could be draw a line of ambiguity about what is and what isn't. Because if something is seen as bad speech, then everything else is bad speech. So it's definitely a gray area. Everybody could agree on that. And with people that, with law enforcement, they would want the law enforcement to do the job they're supposed to do. And I guess they could do different training for them if they did something wrong, or it could be a lesson to do these types of things differently. And it's all very weird, as I said. We don't know who tipped him off about this guy. We don't really know. So that is that. It's definitely scary. And yeah, Todd, hopefully that I wish you the best of health always, and that you can continue to be here. You're still young, and yeah, I just think that is too young to leave the earth. I definitely agree. Things happen unexpectedly. It sucks. Like, it could just, anything could happen to anybody, anywhere, any day. All right, there is Lick 'em Low Lisa, a modern controversial 13-minute video that played in court, leading Deputy Lisa Phillips to break down in tears on the stand. The video featured an actor resembling Phillips and included sexual themes that the deputy argued were defamatory and humiliating. Bataram, the Himes of the police whistleblower. All right, and Todd said to Lori and I is that I'm outliving my own dad. My dad died at 53 from a massive heart attack. Well, that is positive that you're able to, uh, although rest in peace to your father. It's good that you're able to, uh, you achieve the milestone by going past 53. That's good. All right. Batter Ram Himes, the police whistleblowers, another video cited by deputies as causing humiliation, ridicule, and mental distress during the trial. All right, the jury immediately rejected the deputy's claims of defamation and misappropriation of likeness, siding with Afroman's assertion that he had a right to use his own property's footage to entertain and pay for the damages caused by the raid. Yeah, definitely. We are glad that Todd is healthy. Yes. Is there any upcoming huge trials? Now, there's going to be something about Tyler Robinson, a hearing maybe next month. And besides that, I am not. There are trials going on now, but they're not major trials. So, not at the moment that I'm aware of. Just more smaller ones. Okay, and there's a $400 discrepancy. A central point of contention was the approximately 400 missing from the cash seized during the 2022 raid. Yes, Todd, I will certainly cover that. Absolutely. A central point of. Oh, thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Very sweet. Shout out to Alien for not giving up tonight and coming back on the live stream. Yes. Yes. Thank you. All right, let's mow the lawn together, says Long Live Afroman. All right. All right. Thank you for your thoughts on this. He certainly was found not guilty. Not. I mean, he wasn't in a trial like that. I'm gonna rephrase everything I just said. He won the case, the defamation case, where he didn't have to pay the police in the lawsuit. So that's something that, yeah, it was in his favor today. And by the way, really cool name. By the way, let's mow the lawn together. I like mowing grass. Uh, it's something that I need to do in my yard, actually, but I'll get to getting into it this weekend. But yeah, cool name, and yeah, long live Afro Man. Yeah, he was definitely had a very like American outfit, literally, and he was on the stand. He was very zealous, and his attorney was very good. His attorney was very good. And we're just talking about the case and more information about it, because they went and took 5,000 from him, and then they're missing 400, and there was at this point, as far as we know, nobody has come out to confirm why or who tipped the police that he was kidnapping people and he had drug trafficking going on in his house. But that could happen. They could go and say somebody did something and they could go and have a raid on them. But it's up to, it's unfortunate. Maybe they could come up with a different system where that doesn't happen as easily based on nothing. And he's not guilty. He was never put on trial or ever found information about him doing that. He was really actually, there's no basement in his house. Let's mow. He definitely he had no basement in there or anything. So yeah, it's certainly a wild case. And on the channel, I'm going to react on the computer. Going to react to other parts of the trial. Right now, the Tmunet is down at the moment, but the other parts of the like this right here is working. All right. All right. So Todd says, "Oh, Alien, I almost forgot. Follow the weather closely. Good likelihood of a nasty storm this weekend. I just heard about this a few hours ago. Have no idea of specific areas yet. Okay, buddy. Thank you for the heads up about that. weather is definitely been crazy lately. Oh, you think it was all harassment? Hello, Daniel. Happy Wednesday to you. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. We're having a discussion about Afroman, and that is a wild hairline. Okay, and you see, you are a Timu Knight, and you are not getting the nice hair that I have anytime soon. So you have to just sit there and absorb my nice alien looks. Anyway, so take it back. It will. You see, in alien language, I don't have the way to take it back. I don't have that. You see, in alien language, I don't have. We don't do negotiations. You gave me Timu, and I gave you Sheen, right? And Lori says, "I can't believe how cold it is there, alien." Yeah, where I am, it's absolutely freezing. It's freezing cold at night, and I'm going to do the phone lives later. It's going to be pretty cool. My hairline is the fleekest around, you know, and if yours isn't, that is your red wagon. But the thing is that you can you can't. There's things you control, things you can't control. Going over here and talking about something that isn't even a problem is not the way you deal with things. Stop the cap, and no, you are the cap, and I just put the lid on. And it's like you're like a cap on a Coke bottle, and I screwed it on, and there you are. Um, there's Timu and Sheen, and there's Hairline, and there's the Hairline Knight, like you. Better than yours, longer. Well, and yours is longer, and well, there is a longer. You mean longer where it's probably all the way back there. It's probably looking like the 80s where you have like the sides all growing and you have like one dome, the golden. You probably have like the Michelin tire head with the long like lion mane.
What's the problem?
There's just a troll.
Delete them, block them.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm just having a putting him in his place. Anyway, so it's freezing Ohio 32. All right, and going back to
There's no moderator to block them.
there are, but we're just being
Just block them, Hansel.
Okay, okay, and yeah, yes, it's like we're just having a conversation about what's Afroman at the moment. It has nothing to do with hair or anything else. We are going to now continue. The 400 discrepancy. A central point of the continent was approximately 400 missing from the cache seized during the 2022 raid. Afroman's claim the rapper testified. Let's see. Afroman claimed the rapper testified that he went to the sheriff's office expecting the 4,400. Okay, I'll give you a rundown about it. Okay, so this is what you do. You press the user, and then an option screen comes up. Who is your favorite Austrian painter? Scared. There are the Austrian paint. I know who you're talking about, and a little bit off topic. We all want to come in peace here, and not a little bit off topic there. And I am going to continue now with telling Todd about the Afroman trial. Okay. So, Todd, I'm going to give you a rundown about everything. Okay, Gustav Kimmich or Egon. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. What do I mean? Is or Egon Schiele. Well, I there's just so many Austrian painters that are so famous. Some of them are a little bit more. Some of them rant, and some of them are more quiet. Some of them are denied from art school. You, I don't know if you know that or not. Some of them were denied from art school. So there's just a whole bunch of them. There's too many to name. Yeah, I'm just not. Gustav is a cool name, by the way. We had a cat named Gustav, so I would go with that one. But I'm not really familiar with either of those. Scared. All right, Todd, I got you. So here we go. A jury in Adams County, Ohio, ruled in favor of the rapper. Okay, the conflict began, Todd, on August 21, 2022, when several Adams County sheriff's deputies. Okay, deputies conducted a highly intrusive search of Afroman's home. Okay, let's see. Do you like Van Gogh kits? There is a. Oh, by the way, hello, mermaid. What do you think of Van Gogh? That we've had art streams before, by the way. Okay, and we're going this way, and I'm going to. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's good. You got a painting of his. And Claude Monet is another one that's good. I like Claude Monet. We did a whole stream about him. Oh, he did from the Amsterdam Museum. That how naughty of you. I'm sure you're part of the Impossible Mission Force or something, or some underground syndicate. Scared. All right. So in 2022, when several Adams County sheriff's deputies conducted a highly intrusive search of Afroman's home, the search warranted was tied to investigation into alleged drug trafficking and kidnapping, but the search ultimately yielded no evidence of criminal activity. Oh, it scared you. Scared. Yeah. Afroman was not home during. All right. Afroman was not home during the raid, but his wife recorded the events. Several of his home security cameras captured the deputies' actions. The footage showed officers smashing his front door and searching through his personal belongings with weapons drawn. Hello, Shell. Welcome to the stream. All right, if no crime. They didn't nail him with anything. What happened with that one was he. What happened with this one that we speak of is that it's a defamation trial. And in the defamation trial, the officers were suing him. So what to tell you what happened was someone tipped him that he was trafficking people and he had people kidnapped in his basement and he was trafficking drugs. They went in there and didn't see anybody or any drugs. Yes. So the trial that's going on now is defamation. Right. So that is what's going on at the moment is they couldn't catch him on anything. They nailed him on nothing. It was just a false alarm. And after that happened, it was pretty much set in stone. He did rap songs about them, and to the point where it was people thought he was overdoing it with his rap album, not rap album with the rap songs, because they didn't want police officers to be afraid of maybe doing their job if they're being called out like that, and police officers that are generally good. So that is like the dispute that way he did it was going too far. Then the other argument is freedom of speech. Like, does he have freedom of speech to say what he wants or not? Which is certainly a gray area people were concerned about. Hey, thank you, Mary Toodles, in chat, very much. Okay, in March 2023, the 7 deputies filed a lawsuit against Afroman, whose real name is Joseph Foreman. They alleged several torts, including misappropriation of their likeliness, defamation, and invasion of privacy, claiming the video caused them humiliation and distress. Right, so that's what the trial had to do with, and they were suing him for quite a bit of money. I'll give you the right amount, what it was, but they were suing him for a lot. Okay. Okay, so in in response to the raid and damage it caused, Afroman used the footage to create a music videos for songs like Lemon Pound Cake and Will You Help Me Repair My Door. These videos featured the deputies prominently, and Afroman sold as merchandise such as shirts, mugs, and featuring officers' images. He also accused one of them of being a pedophile, which, that would be, that's would be a slanderous thing to call somebody. But then he was saying that one of the person's brother was one or something like that. So that's where people were thinking that he was going a little bit overboard with his what he was saying. Just so you could see what both sides are saying. Laurie said, I have to say, I didn't think his video was very good. Oh, well. Right, right. And these police officers were just following their orders. They weren't, like, necessarily, like, trying to do anything wrong. But look, like, nobody wants that to happen to them, though. Like, it's not nice for that when that happens. But that basically is what they are, referring to. That, did he go too far with it, or was it freedom of speech? That would be the debate. And the plaintiff's primary argument was that Afroman was unfairly profiting from their likeness and personas for commercial gain. They also contended that his social media posts, music videos led to the public ridicule and death threats, making it more difficult to perform their law enforcement duties. Afroman's defense team supported the amicus brief that the ACLU of Ohio argued that his actions were protected form of free speech. They maintained that as a figure, an artist, Afroman had the right to use his own security footage to comment on a matter of public concern, the police raids on his home. All right, and Todd says, as much as I can say, cops are too sensitive at times. My dad was law enforcement, and it's a very dangerous job. Oh, absolutely. It is extremely dangerous, and they do put themselves in danger all the time. And there are bad cops out there too, and I'm sure the system could have reform if they could do this type of investigation where they're not breaking into innocent people's houses a different way. Because mistakes, failures are the greatest teachers. So that is a way people can they can make the system a little bit more reformed. But besides that, very good point. They do put themselves in harm's way, and we appreciate the ones that are good and fighting for their good cause. All right, it's controversial for sure. These times, digital age and surveillance everywhere. Definitely. Cops are just like everyone else. Some are not so bright while others are. Shell, that is very well said. Very well indeed. All right. During the trial in March 2026, the courtroom heard testimony from both deputies and Afroman himself. One deputy reportedly cried on the stand while describing the humiliation of being nicknamed in the viral video, while Afroman testified that he used his music to pay for repairs and the officers caused. In his testimony, Afroman stood by his actions, asserting that deputies' presence in his cameras was their own fault and that he should be allowed to sing about his life. And he also addressed claims regarding regarding missing money, which an outside investigation by Claremont County later ruled was misconduct rather than theft. Lori said, I've been lucky. All cops I've dealt with have been good people and down to earth. That is facts. Right. That is funny, Lori. Chat said hi, so I did Pavlov's dog. That's me. Hilarious. Okay. On March 18, 2026, the jury returned the verdict clearing Afroman of all liability. The decision was seen as significant win for the First Amendment, affirming the right of citizens to use recordings of law enforcement actions to engage in public criticism, creative expression. All right. Okay, and so that, Todd, is summarizing the trial for you. Okay, we're going to get into some more detail about this. Afroman's legal team presented concise defense with following the key testimonies. Okay, Rhonda Grooms. The ex-wife of plaintiff deputy Sean Grooms was the most notable defense witness. She testified that the music videos, including Lemon Pound Cake, had not a damn thing to do with the end of her marriage. She stated that she and others had actually laughed and joked about the song, directly contradicting the deputy's claims that the videos caused several social and personal harm. They'll say like a way, is to like laugh about, laugh along is the terminology with it. And hate, they'll say like hate doesn't come from the top, and if it ever does, it's a good thing because it's like, free publicity. It's to be used for something. Of course, that could be interpreted how you want to interpret it, but that's just a perspective that they were having, that it wasn't really a bad thing to see. Joseph Foreman is taking the stand himself. Afroman argued that the deputies put themselves on the video camera by wrongly raiding his home. He testified that his social media posts and songs were legitimate exercise of freedom of speech. To pay for the property damage the department refused to cover. Legal proceeding for police accountability. Mermaid, Afroman won. Yeah. Today the verdict came in, and he won the case. And whenever the Timu net works again, which will most likely be tomorrow, I'll go and react to it with everybody. All right. While listening to you speak, Alien, I pulled up the SBC Day 3 Outlook, Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, highlighted thunderstorms. My area of Ohio is highlighted. Oh, okay. Thank you, Todd. And that is everyone's weather update. Let's see. Alrighty. There we go. And oh yes, you saw a clip. Very happy for him. Yes, yes. Alien. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Todd, for the updates. All right. Legal proceedings for accountability. The jury's verdict in favor of Afroman, all counts of defamation, false light, and invasion of privacy establishes several important protections. Ownership of private surveillance. The ruling affirms that homeowners has the right to use and profit from recordings made by their own property, even if the recordings feature law enforcement officers. Limited privacy for public. Oh, day 3, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, thank you for the making that clear. Thank you. All right. Limited privacy officials. It reinforces the legal standard that police officers, as public servants, have limited right to privacy, are performing official duties and must expect public commentary. Right, and protection against slap by by rejecting the deputy's multi-million dollar claims. The verdict serves as deterrent against strategic lawsuits against public participants, SLAP, which are often used as government actors. Thank you, Lori. Very thank you for that. By rejecting deputies' multi-million dollar claims, the verdict serves as a deterrent against strategic lawsuits against public participants, SLAP, which are often used by government actors to self-criticisms through expensive litigation. Yeah. And Bubbles with his Animal Planet streams made my stream go out, and he knows it. Okay, and we get more detail about this. Okay, so the breakdown of damages sought. The seven deputies collectively sought approximately 3.9 million in damages for the claims, including defamation, invasion of privacy, and unauthorized use of their likeness. During closing arguments, their attorneys requested specific amounts of each plaintiff based on their alleged pain and suffering. Hello there, William. And William says, I've seen a UFO twice in my life. I have seen a UFO myself. It's quite freaky when you see it. It's shocking. Yeah, and of course, as an alien, I'm have my own UFO too. But yeah, I know definitely what you're talking about. I I think that they are real. Obviously, and some of them there's theories that they're time travelers. Some people think they're fallen angels from another dimension, which I do lean more towards. And I do believe there's aliens on other planets, which the aliens from the other planets are visiting. I believe it's a combination of things. And the government actually, the government, as I call it, has this website where they are going to uh, have alien disclosure. Moki was telling me, one of our viewers was telling me about it earlier, that they're going to do a disclosure about the UFOs, and they're coming up with a website. The government already has it out there right now. They're processing to release information. Thank you for your thoughts on the UFOs. All right. All right. Deputy Lisa Phillips requested 1.5 million. William, I know exactly what you're talking about, because especially when I was coming up, which was, like say 10, 14 years ago, people thought it was absolutely crazy, and people do call you crazy now. That is true. But as time has gone on and more people are talking about it, it's taken more seriously than it used to be. A lot of the conspiracy theories are now taken more seriously than they were before. So times are better than they used to be. All right, times are much better now than they were in the past. So that is a positive thing. But overall, a lot of people will think it's crazy, but there's actually lots of truth to it. A big rabbit hole to go down. Todd, I was over in the other yard over there. Okay, that direction. And I was looking that way. And I saw this blue sphere floating. And it was zigzagging up around and flying in very strange ways. And it was not a drone because it didn't have any blinking lights on it, because that's what drones have. It was a blue orb sphere thing. So I took a video of it, and it's on my channel. It was with the iPod camera, not the phone camera, but you could still see it. It's this blue, looks like a star, and it's floating up and around. Because I took out the camera and took a video of it. A lot of people that will have UFO sightings don't always go and take a video of it. But I was like, I had to do the discipline of, okay, take the phone out and film it. So yeah, that's when I saw it, and it's kind of like shocking when it happens. Doesn't happen to me every, happens to me not every day. Of course, it doesn't happen every day, but that was a very strange situation. Yeah, and I zoomed into the picture very closely, and it looks like a star. And in the Bible, they talk about the Ophium. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's something like that. It's wheels within wheels. That's what a lot of those are, and then probably are fallen entities, but that's what the type of angel it would be if it is an angel. If it's not like a UFO saucer, because there's a flying saucers and like a spaceship, and there's these other things that look like wheels within wheels. So that is the one that I saw, and there's another chat room that I was in. Another dude was telling me that he did see the UFO in Puerto Rico, and they look like wheels within wheels, and he was shocked. So that's one of the situations it could be. Todd, I am in the South Shore, in the south part, in the Crescent, the mighty Fleur de Lis. I am right there, and the North Shore is different than the South Shore. The clay's different. Where I am, it's like black brown soil. Correct. Yes, Todd. Correct. Its nickname is the Crescent and the Fleur de Lis. Yeah, and also the North Shore part is different. It's like very like more like the rest of the country. It's like red clay, and down here it's like dark soil. Right. Lori said, reminds me of the contraption in the movie Contact. Mm-hmm. That's a good example. Yes, Lori, very good example. All right, and breakdown of damages sought. The 7 deputies collectively sought approximately 3.9 million of damages for claims including defamation, invasion of privacy, unauthorized use of their likeliness during the closing arguments. Their attorney. Yes, Todd, I lived through Katrina. Yes. Where I am sitting right now, it was flooded. So I would be doing a flood stream and walking around with alligators and stuff. Yeah. But what I did was I was in Florida. I went to Florida, then we went to Mississippi. This place was like behind me. I would just be sitting about right here, maybe to my waist, and right here, maybe to my waist in water. That's where I would be sitting right now. Yes, there's a biblical wheel thingy. It's the angel as wheels within wheels. Scared. I was 7 years old, Todd, when that happened. It was, and I came back, and there was a boat on the sidewalk, and the parts of the street were all messed up, and it looked like a huge apocalypse happened. I thought it was going to look like a beach, but I was actually very wrong. It was not a beach. It was a post-apocalyptic society. Yeah. Thank you, Lori. Very good. Okay, this is the biblical wheels within wheels thing that is the UFO. Right there. That is the UFO thing right there. This is the angel with the wheels. Yes, Lori, absolutely. Defense of the defense of the ship. Right. So this is the angel, and that's it right there. And that is one of the UFOs that are seen. The Book of Enoch talks about that also. Right. It has an eye, and it has these things. So Those are one of the biblical angels that people see as UFOs. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Hmm. And it's called the Ophanim. Visual metaphor. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so that's basically what the it's a type of people see those UFOs now. And I do believe the Book of Enoch was right about these things, including the Bible. Which the Bible and Enoch are basically Enoch's supposed to be in the Bible, but different denominations took it out. Very yeah. What's in 5D looks like in 3D. Right, right. Because especially in something as interdimensional, poet is when it's going interdimensional, like the aliens, the grays and stuff. Like when they're coming into our dimension, there's something a different, like 5D going into 3D. So that is same logic applies to these things too. So, um, very well said, poet. Right. And Todd says, "Oh, and mom update. She's doing fine, recovering. Doctor took driving privileges away until it's medical and done. Everything else is going great. Next apartment in 2 weeks. Oh, amen. I am. Thank you for the update. Glad that she's recovering. Awesome. Yeah, and let's see UFO. So this is a UFO that's similar to the Ophium, the Ezekiel's wheel. That's what it's called. Also, okay, and there's that one there. So a lot of the UFOs that are being seen are actually those things. Very cool. All right. Right, and yeah, Todd, I definitely agree. Absolutely. Okay, and the 7 deputies collectively sought approximately 3.9 million in damages for including defamation, invasion of privacy, and unauthorized use of their likeness. Okay, I read that. Okay, Deputy Lisa Phillips requested 1.5 million. Detective Sergeant Brian Newland requested 1 million. Sergeant Randy Walters is requested 1 million. Collective groups jurors were asked to award 400,000 to be divided among Sean Grooms, Sean Coley, and Justin Coley and Mike Estep. So that's what they were trying to sue for. Okay. Okay, summary of the initial raid. So now we're going to talk about the raid. And the incident that sparked the conflict occurred in August 21, 2022, at Afroman's home in Winchester, Ohio. Grounds for search. The Adams County Sheriff's Office executed a warrant based on the probable cause for drug trafficking and kidnapping. The execution. Deputies forced entry by busting down a front gate and smashing the front door while Afroman was in Chicago. Surveillance footage showed officers entering with rifles drawn and searching through the personal belongings. Item seized. The officers confiscated over 5,000 in cash, in vape pens, and small amounts of marijuana. And the outcome. New evidence of kidnapping of significant drug operations was found. No criminal charges were ever filed against Afroman. Property and damage. Afroman reported over 20,000 in damages to his door, gate, and security system wiring. Okay, and that is a summary about the trial that happened with the Afroman. And on the channel, we'll be continuing to react to scenes of the trials. I'm going to play the trial again, and we'll react to that and the verdict, is what I'm trying to say. All right. So that's it. Okay, let's see about, we'll see about that right now. Warrant when they broke in. When they broke in. Okay, it says yes. Deputies were acting on a legally obtained search warrant when they entered Afroman's home on August 21, 2022. That is true. They can't just bust him without a warrant, right? Basis of the warrant. The warrant was issued based on ongoing investigation and alleged probable cause for narcotics possession, drug trafficking, and kidnapping. Execution. Heavily armed deputies from Adams County Sheriff's Office used the warrant to justify forcing entry by smashing Afroman's front gate, busting down his front door while he was away in Chicago. Results. Despite his serious allegations in the warrant, the search turned no evidence of criminal activity beyond a small amount of marijuana and some vape pens. No criminal charges were ever filed against the rapper. Afroman argued throughout his March 2026 trial that while the warrant may have been legal on paper, the raid itself was a mistake and wrongly conducted, justifying his right to mock the officer's actions through his music. Let's see about confidential information, who tip. Oh, yeah, let's see about the tip. See more about that. Okay. Details on the tip. The warrant affidavit, which became public through records requested, revealed that information. The warrant affidavit, which became public through record request, revealed that the information provided several high specific but false claims to the Adams County Sheriff's Office. The dungeon allegations. Oh, that's nice, Lori. Nice. Dungeon allegations. The informant claimed the Afroman had a basement referred to as the dungeon where he kept women locked in. Inhumane treatment. The tip alleged that these women were forced to urinate and defecate in a bucket as punishment. Okay, MQ, thank you. All right. And the tip, let's see, inhumane treatment. Alleged that the women were forced to urinate and defecate in buckets as punishment for disobeying him, and drug trafficking. The information also stated that he had seen large amounts of marijuana and cash at the property. The basement. Afroman's record label pointed out that the house doesn't even have a basement, only a small crawl space. No victims, no kidnapping victims, or signs of anyone being held against their will were found in the raid. No charges. While a small amount of marijuana was found, no charges were ever filed against Afroman to call the raid wrongful mistake based on fabricated information. Right? So, Afroman's accusations. On social media, Afroman has publicly identified the alleged information as a tasty Tasha Camblin. He accused her of attempting to murder by committing the crime of giving false information to police, send them to the house. That's who Afroman thinks did it. Okay, in item C's, the raid resulted in the seizure of several items, though none led to the criminal prosecution. Cash. Over 5,000 was initially seized. Later returned. Marijuana. A small amount of plant material and several vape pens. Digital equipment. Security system components and wiring were disconnected or damaged during the search. So that is what was found and how all that went. All right. And let's see what the talk about the verdict. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for watching and being here. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. Todd said, I have heard some unusual cases coming out of Adams County, and their sheriff's department, Adams County Sheriff's Department, has been alleged to have planted evidence in some cases. Yeah, well, planting evidence is something extremely evil and messed up, and I thank you for that, Todd. I wasn't aware. So, Adams County allegedly are planting evidence that is messed up. We cannot have that happening, and it just makes the police look bad, and people are not going to like them, and then the good ones are not going to look good, and then if somebody really needs some help, it's not the best situation. So, all right, thank you, Todd, for that information. All right. On March 18, 2026, the jury in Adams County, Ohio, returned the final verdict clearing Afroman Joseph Foreman of liability in the civil lawsuit brought against him in seven sheriff's deputies. The jury's decision was a comprehensive victory for the rapper, resulting in defense verdict on all counts, including defamation, false light, invasion of privacy, misappropriation of likeness, intentional infliction of emotional distress. No damages awarded. The deputies had collectively sought approximately 3.9 million in damages for humiliation and distress. The jury rejected these claims entirely, awarding a plaintiff of $0. Now, Todd wants to be very clear here, is that he heard this through hearsay because he's just passing on the message, and he does not know if it's true or not. And what we're saying here is an alleged rumor that's hearsay that happens from that county. We have no evidence or proof that that really was happening. This is just news reporting about alleged things that may be going on around. Right. Thank you, Todd, for clarifying. And free speech confirmation. The verdict affirmed Afroman's defense that his use of home security footage to mock the officers was protected from the First Amendment expression, legitimate social commentary on matter of public interest, and failed police raid. Afroman's response following the announcement, Afroman celebrated outside the courthouse, shouting freedom of speech, and later posting a celebratory video to Instagram declaring, "We did it, America." All right. So that is the Afroman case. All right. And shout out to all the new subs. Appreciate it. All right. Now, let's see. At this time, I am going to get myself ready for the get everything charged up for the garden stream later. And Lori and chat, thank you all for keeping the trolls in check. And Todd, excellent with the co-hosting with us about this. All right, everybody. So I'll be ending it for tonight. I'll be going on much later for the garden live, the garden walkthrough again. And yeah, shout out to bless our chat fam. Yeah, bless our chat fam. God bless all of you. Thank you for watching and peace.